Hey everybody, welcome to Thingamajigger Thursday here at Tucson Acres, where I explain a unique or uncommon tool once a week. Last week we had the 4 stumpers, and I think I'm just going to leave them in the field of view right now until, I don't know, maybe hopefully somebody can spot it watching current videos going forward and point out what they are. So if you do know what these other ones are, go ahead and help us out. I mean, actually no, like this one's a puller, this one's a hammer wrench, but exactly for what, you know, that we still don't know. I don't have part numbers on either of them. These ones, call it 3.5 things, because this one is a part, I think. Anywho, so trying to get back on schedule here. Today I'm just going to show you a couple tools that I made this past week, and then I'll give you a sneak peek at next week's tool. All right, so first these 2 things here. I've been working in the barn this past week, getting things cleaned up, and I realized I had a ton of scrap laying around. I had over 20, I think 29, 28, 29, 30 electric motors, ranging from, you know, a 1/4 horse up to 1.5 horse, something like that. And I needed to get the, you know, everything cleaned up. So I figured I'd scrap them out, and I started watching scrapping videos and this and that. And I'll show a quick clip of how I used them here in a second, but basically they're just air hammer chisels that I modified. This one was, I used it to basically hammer a machete, and that worked okay, but then I made this one, which is actually a chunk of I think it's a finishing mower blade. It's good hardened steel, and man, it worked like a dream. So here's a quick clip of that. Dang, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Wow. That was cool. Look at that. Air hammer and machete. So yeah, these guys actually worked out really well. Won't be using this one very much anymore, but this one right here, whew, if you're going to be scrapping some motors out, I would highly recommend something like this. I'm going to be putting out a long form video of the entire process and the other tools. I ended up modifying my wood splitter to do basically the same job that this thing did, and man, did it work amazing. However, it does have its drawbacks, and honestly, if you're scrapping, you probably aren't going to buy a wood splitter to modify into something to use to split stators in half. All right, so that's it for those guys. Now, the sneak peek for next week, everybody's been getting, other than the stumpers from last week, but it seems like everybody's been knowing what the tool is, so I figure I'll throw a stumper in the mix. I do know what this one is. Hopefully somebody out there, well, if you do know what it is, go ahead and throw it in the comments. I'm not going to be giving this one away unless I find a second one laying around here. It's not something I use very often. It's from a former lifetime work I used to do, or some of the work I used to do. But yeah, that's it. Get a closer look at it. So there you go. We'll be going over that next week. All right, well, that's it for this week. Appreciate y'all stopping by. If you got any questions or comments or suggestions for future videos, please throw that in the comments. And if you like this kind of stuff, please take a quick second to hit the like button and consider subscribing. See you next week.